Welcome to Blueprint Viral News, bringing you the latest 338 Canada popular vote and seat projection for April 2nd, 2025. With just months remaining before Canadians cast their ballots in the upcoming federal election, the race is heating up. Today, we take an in-depth look at the seat projections, popular vote projections, regional breakdowns, and key takeaways shaping the political landscape. National overview. As of today's projection, the governing Liberal Party, LPC, is on track to secure a commanding majority, leading with 193 seats, well past the 172-seat threshold required to form a majority government. Their projected range spans from 167 to 222 seats, showing strong momentum heading into the final stretch of the campaign. Meanwhile, the Conservative Party, CPC, faces a significant challenge, dropping to 125 seats, with a projected range of 99 to 148. This downward trend raises concerns about their ability to regain lost ground before Election Day. The Bloc Québécois, BQ, which primarily operates in Quebec, sees a notable dip in support, securing 17 seats with projections ranging from 7 to 25. For the New Democratic Party, NDP, this election could prove to be a tough battle, as they are currently projected to win 7 seats, with a possible low of 1 and a high of 14. Lastly, the Green Party, GPC, remains on the fringe, securing just 1 seat, with a chance of winning up to 2 seats, a small but notable presence in the national picture. But what do these numbers mean at the regional level? Let's break it down province by province. Atlantic Canada, 32 federal districts. The Liberal Party remains the dominant force in Atlantic Canada, a region where they have traditionally performed well. They are projected to secure 27 out of 32 seats, with a range of 22 to 31 seats, showing a solid hold in this part of the country. The Conservatives, however, are struggling to make inroads, projected at just 5 seats, with a range of 1 to 10. While there is some room for growth, the party faces a tough battle in this Liberal stronghold. The NDP and Greens are virtually absent in this region, unable to break through the Liberal dominance. Quebec, 78 federal districts. In Quebec, the Liberals lead the pack with 47 seats, ranging between 39 and 57 seats. Their numbers are climbing, posing a direct challenge to the once dominant Bloc Québécois, which now stands at just 17 seats, with a range between 7 and 25. The Conservatives are holding steady in Quebec, securing 13 seats, with a projected range of 10 to 16. This suggests modest Conservative growth in a province that has traditionally been difficult for them. The NDP, once a dominant force in Quebec, has seen its support erode over the years, managing to hold on to just 1 seat, with no real chance for expansion. Ontario, 122 federal districts. Ontario, the largest battleground province, is shaping up to be a major Liberal stronghold. The Liberals are projected to win 82 seats, with a range between 71 and 92 seats, further cementing their dominance in this key province. The Conservatives, meanwhile, are slipping in Ontario, projected at 38 seats, with a range between 29 and 48 seats. If the CPC wants to form government, they will need to make a serious push in Ontario in the coming months. For the NDP, Ontario is not looking very promising, as they are projected to win just 1 seat, with a high-end possibility of 4 seats. Interestingly, the Green Party has a potential breakthrough in Ontario, projected for 1 seat, with a chance to grab up to 2 seats. The Prairies, 28 federal districts. In the Prairies, the Conservatives remain the dominant force, securing 19 seats with a range of 17 to 21 seats. This region continues to be one of the CPC's strongest bases of support. The Liberals, however, are managing to maintain a presence, projected at 6 seats with a range of 5 to 9 seats. The NDP is showing slight gains here, currently projected at 3 seats with a possibility of winning up to 4. Alberta, 37 federal districts. Unsurprisingly, Alberta remains a conservative stronghold. The CPC is projected to win 32 seats with a range between 25 and 36 seats, dominating the region as expected. The Liberals, however, are showing some life in Alberta, projected at 4 seats, but with a range between 0 and 10 seats. The NDP is holding on to a narrow possibility in Alberta, currently projected for 1 seat, with a range between 0 and 2 seats. British Columbia. 43 federal districts. British Columbia is one of the most competitive provinces in this election. The Liberals currently lead with 24 seats, with a range between 17 and 31 seats. A strong showing in a province where they have gained ground in recent years. The Conservatives are trailing with 18 seats, but they still have a chance to push up to 24 seats. The NDP's presence in BC appears to be shrinking, holding on to just 1 projected seat, with a range of 0 to 4. The Green Party, historically a force in BC, is struggling, with projections hovering between 0 and 1 seat. The territories, 3 federal districts. In the 3 northern territories, the Liberals are leading, projected to win all 3 seats, with a range between 1 and 3 seats. The NDP and Conservatives each have an outside chance to grab a seat, but their presence remains minimal in this region. National popular vote projection. The Liberal Party, LPC, leads with 43% support. Factoring in the margin of error, plus 5%, their actual support could range from 38% to 48%. The Conservative Party, CPC, follows closely at 38%. With a margin of error of plus 4%, their actual support could be between 34% and 42%. The New Democratic Party, NDP, stands at 8%. Accounting for their plus 2% margin, their support could be as low as 6% or as high as 10%. The Bloc Québécois BQ holds 6% nationally, with a plus 1% margin, meaning they could have between 5% and 7% support. The Liberals have the edge, but Conservatives remain competitive within the margin of error. Let's look at the regional breakdown, where elections are truly won and lost. Atlantic Canada. LPC leads at 56% of us, with a plus 6% margin, meaning their actual support could be anywhere between 50% and 62%. CPC follows with 34% support within a plus 6% margin, ranging from 28% to 40%. NDP struggles at 6% V, with a plus 3% margin, meaning their real support could be between 3% and 9%. The Liberals are dominating Atlantic Canada, but with the margin of error, the Conservatives still have room to make gains. Quebec, 78 seats in play, the Liberals lead at 42% with a plus 6% margin, meaning their actual range is 36% to 48%. The Bloc Québécois is at 24% with a plus 4% margin, so their real support could be between 20% and 28%. The Conservatives have gained momentum, now at 24%. Bars, also with a plus 4% margin, ranging between 20% and 28%. The NDP lags at 6% with a plus 2% margin, meaning their support could be between 4% and 8%. Ontario, the key battleground LPC leads at 49%. Toadies, with a plus 6% margin, meaning their real range is 43% to 55%. CPC trails at 39% with a plus 6% margin, putting their actual support between 33% and 45%. NDP is at 8% with a plus 3% margin, meaning their support could be 5% to 11%. Ontario remains the biggest prize of the election, with the Liberals holding a solid lead, but the Conservatives staying within striking distance. The Prairies, CPC dominates with 49% support, but with a plus 6% margin, their real range is 43% to 55%. LPC follows at 33% with a plus 5% margin, meaning they could be anywhere from 28% to 38%. NDP has 12% with a plus 4% margin, so their actual support is between 8% and 16%. The Conservatives have a clear lead, but the Liberals hold some ground, particularly in urban areas. Alberta, CPC dominates with 58% and a plus 6% margin, meaning their support could range from 52% to 64%. LPC follows with 28% and a plus 5% margin, meaning they could be between 23% and 33%. NDP stands at 9% with a plus 3% margin, so they could have between 6% and 12%. Alberta remains a conservative fortress, but Liberals maintain a presence in key urban ridings. British Columbia, LPC leads at 43%, that is, with a plus 6% margin, meaning their support could be anywhere between 37% and 49%. CPC is close behind at 38%, V with a plus 6% margin, putting their real support between 32% and 44%. NDP sits at 14% with a plus 4% margin, meaning their range is 10% to 18%. The Green Party, GPC, polls at 3%, V, with a plus 2% margin, meaning their support could be between 1% and 5%. British Columbia is one of the most competitive provinces, with the Liberals and Conservatives in a tight race. The territory's 3 key seats, LPC leads at 47% with a plus 9% margin, meaning their actual support could range from 38% to 56%. CPC follows at 30% with a plus 8% margin, meaning their support could be between 22% and 38%. NDP stands at 18% with a plus 6% margin, meaning their range is 12% to 24%. GPC polls at 3%, V with a plus 3% margin, meaning they could be between 0% and 6%. The Liberals are strong here, but the Conservatives and NDP remain competitive in certain areas. That wraps up today's deep dive into the latest 338 Canada vote projection and seat projection. Will the Liberals hold their lead? Can the Conservatives close the gap? And does the NDP have a surprise comeback in store? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Blueprint Viral News for all the latest election updates.